Hey yo, what's going on everybody? It's Tyler, aka Ty Killing. Yeah, man. Alright, so in this video I'm going to be talking about something that's actually kind of important in terms of money grinding in GTA Online. It has to deal with your strategy of your businesses, and it has to deal with the locations of your business. And a lot of people ask me, they're like, Ty, how do you go about doing this? How do you have, all this money? How do you grind? How do you do this? And you have to be smart about this. You have to understand it is a method to the madness. You don't just get the cheapest stuff or the most expensive here and there. You have to have a plan. You have to have some kind of strategy to it. And part of that is with your businesses. It's all about location, location, location. It really is. And there's a lot of different opinions on this. A lot of people, you know, look at it one way or the other, but regardless, location does matter. In short, yes, location matters, but there are different ways you can approach this. Especially, when you have so many different businesses. You got 5 different MC businesses. You have a bunker, a hangar. You have a CEO office. You have 5 different warehouses that you can go between. There's so much going on. You have your facilities. All this stuff. What this video is kind of talking about is the whole concept behind how you should set up your locations and things like that. Last week and this week, we have not only double money on crates, MC, and smugglers run hangar business, we also have huge discounts on purchasing a lot of these businesses as well. So it is not only the prime opportunity to get involved with this and to start kind of expanding your empire with everyone, making so much money. Now remember, I strongly recommend just saving up. But if you're flush with cash and you want to expand, it would be a good idea. And so this week I took the opportunity to save some money and move a couple of my MC businesses. Now we're talking about my weed and my document forgery. Neither one of these businesses do I recommend you actually have. They don't make a lot of money, but this still serves a purpose and kind of paints the picture for this. My weed is way up north, outright to the right, the east side of the Alamo Sea by Grapeseed. My document forgery is on the other side of the Alamo Sea, and it is directly in Grapeseed. They're very, very far out. I thought back in the day it would be cool to have a couple of businesses that were up in Blaine County, because one thing that Rockstar has kind of done in GTA is kind of shitty is that we have a huge map, but we only use about 40, maybe 30% of it, 40% of it. It's all mainly downtown. So, like, if you see my total earnings right here, my total earnings are probably 5 times that amount in each one of these locations, because I do a lot of solo grinding. And if you have 3 post-op trucks and you're all the way in Grapeseed and your sales are down south in Los Santos, you're not going to end up completing all the sales in time. You still get paid for what you deliver, but the money does not register on your actual earnings. Like you see right here with the cocaine, 23 million. I probably have about a total of between 26 and 28 million total sold. It's a big difference. They just don't pay out as well. And when they're this far up north, there's my weed lab right there. And, it's not that far, but if you understand, if I'm all the way up there and I launch a delivery or a sale, it takes my sale all the way down into the city. And I have to crisscross through all those winding roads in the desert and things like that. And it brings a lot of my sales down into the city where a lot of griefers and tryhards might be to mess with your sale. All right. And that's kind of that really does suck. It makes it not really worth it. And it's the same with my document forgery. As you see, it's on the other side of the Alamo Sea, directly in Grapeseed. And to even leave that area, you have to spend roughly a minute or two just getting out of Grapeseed and then driving on down. And if you have a very slow vehicle, it's just a pain in the ass. I'll have post-op deliveries that are, my first delivery will not be until 6.5 miles down into the south, and I have to wind through all these roads, and all my sales are downtown, and I'm dodging, broomsticks and Marty McFly. You know what I mean? It's kind of a pain in the ass. So that's the idea behind the locations. It is very, very important because it can make selling and money grinding much easier. Now, just like in real life, location is everything. And sometimes the more expensive things that you buy truly are worth it. For example, my cocaine is the most expensive cocaine lockup. It's in the city, so the majority of my sales are either in the city or a little bit further up north. Very rare are they very far up. My Counterfeit Cash is in the city. It's the most expensive one. And very, very rarely do my sales go past Vinewood Hills. And if they do, it's not that far out. My Meth Lab, same thing. And those sales are much easier. I got the most expensive one. Those are the top three to get in that order. Coke, I'm sorry, not in that order, but it's Coke, Meth, and then Counterfeit Cash. Those are the top three in that order right there. I have the most expensive ones, and they produce the best, and they give me the most money. Now, I'm flying in my Buzzard all the way out there. You can be like, Ty, your oppressor is faster. Well, in some cases, the oppressor is faster. In some cases, it's not, and it's much less consistent, okay? I know a lot of people think the oppressor is the best way to get around, and it is definitely one of the best ways to get around. But in terms of consistency and protection and things like that, it's not as good unless you are a really good oppressor pilot. And that's fine, though. You could use that. But I wanted to use the Buzzard because this is kind of like the go-to. If you got friends and things like that, these are very easy to the Buzzard's just much more stable. It's much more consistent. And it takes a good bit of time to get out there. And the Buzzard is still one of the fastest methods to move around in GTA Online. And once you get all the way out here, you realize it's just, damn, this is not the starting place where you want to go from. It seems like it would be okay. You got long straightaways, but on these long straightaways, you're getting chased by NPCs and and very fast vehicles, and you're dodging traffic. And then once again, all of your sales are ending up in the city, where you have to defend against not only NPCs but other players as well. Which like I've always said, it's always good to get into a solo public lobby, or make sure you have your friends with you and things like that. Even if you have your buddies with you helping you out, you still have to worry about everybody else unless you have a crew lobby where you have all your crew members in there. And even then, all it takes is one pussy with a orbital cannon to ruin everything after you've been driving around. So right here's my wheel. I'm sure you guys are familiar with. A lot of people go with the cheaper route, and I understand. Well, with these two businesses, I understand that because it takes less money to recoup your investment. However, what I have found out is that it's not really the case because it just takes so much more time, and it makes it not even worth it. Like I said, I have way more money earned than what it shows because a lot of the sales I've been one or two crates short. You've seen on previous broadcasts that I've done that is the case. You get into one crash with the NPC, which they're turning into you all the time in a post-op truck, and he eats away 3 minutes. You have to build speed back up and get around him and move, and it becomes really annoying. And the thing is that the businesses that are worth it, the MC businesses that are worth it, you can also have an option to purchase them out here in these areas as well. And it's just not viable. Now, there is an exception, and I will talk about that in a minute, but the same thing goes for all of your businesses. You've got locations for your bunker that are far north, for your facilities, for your hangar. Now, the hangar location you definitely want in the Fort Zancudo Air Base. That is worth its weight in gold. Just being able to fly over that patch of land without having to get the cops on you is worth it right there. So I'm going to take you through what it looks like to actually upgrade your location and kind of show you what that is. Now, as you see right here, we have the weed farm. I'm going through my different. You have Elysian Island, which is far, far south. No, definitely not a good position or location to buy. Vinewood, and right now it's 50% off. You're paying $600,000, $700,000 to upgrade this. Now, the only downfall is that you will lose your upgrades and you lose your stats, like the amount of money that you've made. You lose that. Honestly, who gives a shit what your earnings made stat says? It's not accurate anyways. I know mine's not. I have definitely failed a ton of missions, still got paid for them, but like I said, I missed out on a crate or two, so it doesn't record those stats. What really counts and what matters is what's in your bank account. That's the only stat that matters. Let's be clear on that, okay? So don't worry about that. But yes, you will have to buy your upgrades back. However, because we get some good discounts right now, it is much easier in this time frame because of these bonus events to be able to kind of absorb this. All right, as you see, trading in will refund $1,092,050. Are you sure you want to trade in? So when you do that, you're not getting it. Well, you're getting $1 million back, but you're spending $670,000. So I had a net profit of $330,000 just on trading out the location. So that $330,000 is going to go towards my upgrades now because I've lost those. And that's just, the cost of doing business. Once again, there are some realisms and similarities in real life. It takes money to make money. And that's the same in this game. Now we're going to my document forgery. You've got Paleto Bay. Look how far. That's just no way would I ever buy. I don't like any location in Paleto Bay. That's just a waste of time. It really is. Not many people even fool with that up there. It's not worth it. Here's the better area. It's right downtown. And for me, this is better because I will be resupplying my businesses a lot. So I like them closer together. As before, I had to resupply 3 in the city, then go all the way out up north, resupply those, fly all the way back. Now they're all right here together. And when I make my sales, the sales will be more centralized and localized. And like I said, they'll be going out of the city, away from all the griefers, if I have to go up north. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. As you see there, I had a positive of 125,000 off the document forgery, which will go towards my upgrades. Now, some people, we were talking about this with my crew last night or the other night, and some guys like their businesses up north and in the city because you make a sale. It's usually up, if you have a business in the city, you'll make a sale. It'll be up north where it finishes. Then you're right there at your business that's up north to make a sale. Now you go back down south. And then you're by your other business that's down south in the city. You make that sale. You finish up north where your other business is. You make that sale. And you end up downtown the city. So you're kind of going back and forth. I get that. That's another method or tactic. I understand that. But they have to eat up time by going and resupplying and things like that. And like I said, no matter what, I would much prefer to have the majority of my locations be up north, away from everyone, versus in the city with more condensed traffic, harder to get around and things like that. It's just not the way that I feel is the best and most efficient. And like I said, I'm much, much more efficient with the top 3 businesses, not because they make more money, but because of the strategy and the tactics I use. Now, as you see here, yeah, the businesses, the upgrades are expensive. I'm dropping on the document forgery. I'm dropping $1 million. It's 550,000. Equipment upgrade, which boosts your production. Staff upgrade is 200,000. That's 750. And then the security upgrade, which, yes, you do need the security. Even though as much as we get rated with MC, it's why I hate MC. It's not the most efficient passive method at all. Bunker is. But you still need it because it does help out. If you didn't have it, you get rated much more. So I'm dropping close to $1 million right there with, or actually it is $1 million with my upgrades. And, that's just the way it is. That's just the cost of doing business. So that's fine. I get that. Like I said, for my strategy, the way I do this, I prefer everything. The more meticulous tasks I want to make easier for me. You don't sell as often as you resupply. So I want to make the task that is more repetitive, which is the resupplying, easier, right? So I have to keep bouncing back and forth for resupplies. It's much easier that way. And then when I do the sales, like I said, the majority of them will be either central, mid, map and further in the north where less people are, and that's okay. I go out to finish up with the security right there and get that upgrade. And like I said, I started out with 290 million with the trade out for the businesses. It gave me a little bit of money, and now and that's okay. I didn't lose that much with this, and honestly, the peace of mind is worth it. But like I said, don't invest in this if you don't have the money. Just keep grinding what you have. But if you're comfortable with your cash, my rule is 5 times the amount. If you've got 5 times the amount, then you should be okay, because you'll end up spending about 20%, and you can still recoup that. As we go over to the weed business not only makes more than the document forgery, but it is just simply a more expensive business. It's $1 million alone for the equipment upgrade. But yes, it does speed it up a little bit. It does give you that. You'll be able to recoup your investment quicker. All right, it's all about time to money ratio. All right, now listen, you know me. You know how I roll. I don't tell you what I want you to know or what I think you want to hear. I tell you the facts. I tell you what you need to know. Okay, I tell you this. I don't hold anything back, and that's just simply the way this is. I'm spending about 1.5 million on these upgrades alone for the weed business. Now, that sucks. That's a hard pill to swallow right there. But that's just simply once again the peace of mind, and I am already very pleased with my outcome. Like I had on the document forgery, I had the post-op trucks, and that was my first sale for that one. And I ended up, all my sales were up north, and it was much easier. Yeah, it still sucked, but it was so much easier going out there than what is coming into the city. So I'm very pleased with my decision. So That's that. What do you guys think? Do you think location matters? Do you think that this is the way to go to make sure you have a better tactic and strategy? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for the ills and reels content in the game. Make sure you smash that like button. You guys stay dangerous, right? Keep that money grind going. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Yeah.